Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be showing you the applications and the widgets and the gadgets that we use most, which is probably 1% of all the amazing things this car has. What do you call it again?
iDrive 8.
iDrive 8, that's what it is.
So the first one we use is the home screen with all the different widgets. So we've got it set up how we like it. With the navigation preview, the charging or the consumption values of the car. So we've got it the last charge, so we've got 15.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers since our last charge, and we've done 81.7 kilometers since our last charge. And we've got radio, weather, the time on clock 2, which telephones are connected. So one very good thing on iDrive 8 that we didn't have on the previous generations that we had was you can now connect multiple phones at the same time, so both my phone and Elena's phone are connected. And then we've got a couple of others that we added just for this to show you how to use it. So if you want to add more, you just press on the add widget and then select the remaining ones that are there that you want to add, for example the news, and then the news is added. And then if you want to remove them,
You press and hold and the little cross takes care of them.
and then you press home again and it takes you out of the edit. That's the screen we probably use the most, because also when navigation is set it shows you the route preview here. So for example, if we go into the navigation and I'll select a recent destination, Pal Centre where we go to do shopping, so it automatically opens into the main navigation view. But then if you go home, it also shows you the navigation on a smaller scale there.
Then we use Spotify,
Yep.
radio.
So if you go into media and then audio source and Spotify, so we've linked the car to our Spotify account, so this is not Spotify via Apple CarPlay, this is directly on the car. We tend not to use Apple CarPlay because we prefer the navigation of the car versus the Google Maps or the Apple Maps, simply because it calculates the charging and all that based on the current usage of the car and how many kilometers we've got left in the battery, and it also allows the car to preheat the battery for rapid charging when we're going to a DC charger.
And one thing we use is the charging to set it lower, so the AC limit.
Yep, so in a lot of the chargers that we use outside of the motorway are AC chargers, not DC chargers.
And we have found a way to cheat, because as good as EV car drivers are, but parking spaces are scarce in Luxembourg. And we don't want to leave the car plugged in, not charging on an EV charging spot. No. They are the best parking spaces at the moment here. So what we do
is we activate the AC limit, keep it at 6 amps, and that slows the charging right down, which means
it takes longer to charge, so we can park there longer. It's cheating, I know, but it's fantastic.
So the other option to set is these options. Make sure that they're off. So unlock AC charging cable when charging ends, and unlock charging flat permanently. So basically, as soon as the car is charging and locked, it also locks the cable into the car, which is how you want it, because the cables are expensive, and so if you have these deactivated, it's been known to happen that people liberate the cables.
Yeah, in other words, steal your cables.
The other one that we set very quickly, if we go to all apps, tailgate. This allows you to adjust the height that the tailgate opens to. The only place we go with a low roof is the hotel that we stay at in Brussels, and we just hold the boot for a moment as it's opening to stop it from opening into the roof.
Yeah, because you can block it manually as well. It's not going to hit anything.
And the one we used to laugh at people about was the opening it with your foot. It's actually really damn useful.
It's really good.
It is.
Yeah.
We used to laugh at the people standing there
Kicking under their cars, and now we do exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have both hands full, or it's raining, or whatever, it's quite handy.
The other thing that we use quite a bit, or most of the time, is we have the car set to Eco Pro most of the time. So it just sets the car up to be the most economical that it can. Just leave it in this because it automatically remembers settings. So the only thing to know on this is in climate, when you're in Eco Pro by default, the AC is off. So if you want the AC on, you have to manually go into the climate settings and activate it. We don't live in a super hot country, so we don't need it to be on much stronger. And even when we were on holiday in Italy, very low or low kept it at a nice temperature without feeling like you're in a blast freezer or something.
Yeah, and then one difference when you change the mode here.
So when you go to comfort,
Yeah.
I'll show you the Eco Pro. So this is the same for Eco Pro and Sport. So if you press this button, just here, this allows you to configure the layout of the dashboard. You press this and you'll see you've got two options. You can change the contents, which changes what's in the middle of the speedo and the power monitor. So you just use the scroll button to select, and you can also change what's in the heads-up display. The different.
Now it's too bright to see the heads-up display.
Yeah, you can't see. So this is what we normally have it set to. Now, if you go to comfort, you get one other option. What you get is the layout. So you can have it only on one side for the speed. You can have it as a wide layout or a narrow layout. So I don't know why you can only change the layout in comfort. That's the way it is that BMW set it up. But we just have it set in Eco Pro, so we can't change the layout, and we tend to have the navigation in the middle.
And that's pretty much all the settings we use. I don't know. It's like 1% of all.
There's a lot more settings, and there's a lot more videos out there explaining all the magical features that you need to use. But that's what we use.
Yeah,
we don't
and
use
all
much.
the car nerds will tell you more than us.